Oh, well, this is my first day back in Cairns after my recent trip to Melbourne. Got in yesterday around midday. A very friendly taxi driver took me back. It cost me 24 bucks, so I don't know why it cost me more during the day. Maybe because it was a slightly slower trip because of more traffic than early morning. But anyway, he's a nice guy, and he'd been here for about 6 years and enjoyed the lifestyle as well. Just cleaned out my letterbox, absolutely clogged with junk mail. When they deliver junk mail here, they just absolutely pack it up with a whole lot of crap. Stuff that I check online anyway, so they're pretty well redundant these days, the magazines and stuff. So I'm about to walk off and do my shopping. I just want to ditch it all, so I threw it into the recycle bin, so it's a total waste of time. I guess some people might like to have hard copies of stuff, I don't. So yeah, I wish to hell I wouldn't do it. I might have to actually put one of those no junk mail stickers on the letterbox, because it's so much that it's impossible to put more normal mail into the box. It's ridiculous. It should be illegal to put that much junk mail in, actually, because you shouldn't be allowed to put it into your letterbox. It's crazy. So I could maybe find out who distributes it and complain about it. And if they don't do anything, just get onto my member, because I got the email from my local member. Just tell of council and just tell them, because it's just ridiculous. I don't mind a little bit of junk mail, but not when it's an absolute, tsunami of it once a week. It's just crazy. Anyway, yes, I got back yesterday, absolutely buggered. I'll show you what I've got, my little mystery item in my suitcase, what I actually brought back on my big luggage, my big backpack luggage. I've got put something in there I didn't expect to be able to carry, so that was good. So slowly but surely I'm going to get the stuff from Melbourne, which is stored at my cousin's place, and bring it all back to Melbourne, because I checked out how much it costs to do it by get it trucked up here, and it's just absurd. I think they actually quoted me $1,000 or something for just like a one of those small containers of stuff, plastic ones you buy in discount stores, not a big crate, just a small crate. They're just quoting ridiculous amounts of money for it, so it's just not viable. So you're better off just taking it by air. So weird world we live in. Guess it does take a fair bit of petrol to get something up from Melbourne all the way up to Cairns. Maybe it's just not economically viable. But yeah, that was a bit strange. And yeah, strange thing too was that on the return flight there's a whole stack of well, I assume they're from India. They're from the somewhere in that region anyway, Sri Lanka, India, or whatever. And that's weird, because I was down the back of the plane in the Virgin flight, and I got a group from that part of the world, and they had exactly the same demographic when I was coming from Cairns into Melbourne. In my part of the plane, it would have been a few aisles full of either Indians or Sri Lankans. It's just very strange. Must be a big push for them to come up this way at the moment. I don't know. And yeah, they made life a bit hard for the crew, not sitting in their right seats, and also the guy in front of me, he kept reclining his seat, and he had certain issues that had to be attended to by the woman, or one of the flight service officers. So I don't know what was going on, but they were sort of high maintenance, and the captain did made a special thank you to the crew for being able to handle it. Not specifically that issue, but just saying, you had your work cut out for you today, and we appreciate the effort you put in. I haven't heard that before, so. And the food on the Virgin flight was okay, just a little bit of snack. It's sort of like what was it, a Greek type hot meal, which was the spinach and feta cheese. That was okay. and a muffin, and a little bit of a, I think it was a passion fruit yogurt was the other part of the meal. So, you know, it was okay as a snack. And you got some juice as well. You had a choice of juice or tea or coffee or whatever. So that was basically it. Pretty light, but that didn't worry me. What didn't have a screen on the back of the seat, so I couldn't check the progress of the flight. So the actual Dreamliner, the Jetstar Dreamliner, is actually better in that respect. Even though there's no food or whatever added, you don't get to choose your seat, and you don't have a luggage allowance for checked luggage. But certainly the lounge for at T2 at Melbourne Airport for Virgin passengers is much better than you'll get the arrangement you have for Jetstar. Way better. It's much closer, and the other thing is, I could be here forever the way. Got car transporter going by. It's the worst I've struck it here. Like a monster of a thing. Anyway, yeah. So the good thing about that is it didn't take long to get to my departure lounge, much closer. And secondly, they had newspapers, free newspapers. Had a combination of the Herald Sun or the Australian, so that was excellent. And I think free Wi-Fi was provided as well. So yes, it was a much better experience in that respect. So it just depends on how much they're charging for tickets, but I'd go with them again. Thought it was all right, but both flights were pretty good this time. So reasonable experience overall. Okay, here's my great luggage reveal. I'll open up the luggage and show you what I've actually stored inside this time. It's rather unconventional, I think you'll find, and I'll just lift the lid now and show you. And voila, this is what we have. Now you probably can't see what it is right now because I've got the crap on top of it, but as I pull that away, you should be able to work out I have packed a computer in there, a desktop computer, which had been storage at my cousin's place for, gee, I don't know, about almost 2 years now, 18 months, 2 years. But now I decided to bring it here, and I'm just missing a keyboard. We checked that we got a power cord for it. And I just don't want my laptop to be doing all the work with me web surfing and what have you. And the other thing about having it, apart from the fact that it gives me redundancy with computers, which is always good just in case one goes offline or what is broken for whatever reason, it also means I can use them for different applications, like a video game. I might specifically use that one for the video game as opposed to the laptop, which I'll use for downloading and other things. So I'll just mix and match them and see which way works best. First step will be to go down to Officeworks and get myself a keyboard to put into it, and hopefully everything's working okay. It certainly was working fine when we left. It'd just be good, like I said, to have two computers in the house just in case one goes on the blink. So there you go, and I just squeezed it into the to the case. As you can see, it's actually slightly bulging, but it got in okay, which is terrific. And I also got some tools along with me, and also some knives and forks, because I only bought the essentials with me, but now I've got a whole stack of knives and forks and spoons, so got the full contingent. So getting there, just got a lot of glassware and crockery to get from back down in Melbourne, but a few trips I'll get it done. I might even take a couple of bags down next time just to sort of speed up the process. So there you go, that's what you can get into a reasonably small luggage compartment. You can actually fit a desktop computer. I wasn't aware of that, but I am now. Oh, and the other thing is, it actually weighed 16 kilos, which was a good 7 kilos under the weight limit for Virgin, for a domestic flight. So it felt really heavy, but it was way under the allowance for luggage. So I've got plenty of wiggle room there too. If I buy a larger case, or put something more heavy inside, which is good. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you, or entertainment or whatever. And either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great. But please don't ignore me. That's the worst thing you can do on YouTube, is be ignored.